carry my matter for your head, oh. Like a little baby, you watch over me, oh. You know they carry me, they play, oh.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for coming back to watch my videos. Okay, my name is Adenike. If you are new here, thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you for tapping on this video. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now. Okay, yeah, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for staying with me. Thank you very much for supporting the small and growing channel. Okay, so today, very quickly, it's not the usual DIY videos and all, I'm just in a gratitude mood. Okay, and I'm just thankful for what God has done in my life. Okay, I just want to tell you guys of a story of one of the very unfortunate events that happened in my life. All right, so if you are interested, please keep watching. All right, I will be back. Thank you for joining in. So this event happened on the 31st of October 2018. Yes, it was a very serious auto crash that happened on Lagos Ibadan Expressway with my son was just a year plus then, my mom, my uncle, my brother, and a friend to my mom. Okay, also my sister-in-law and her baby too was in this accident. Okay, it was a very serious one. We were actually on our way to Akure from Lagos. Okay, we're on our way for my brother's wedding at Akure, and we took off from Lagos around 12 in the afternoon. Yes, so around 12 in the afternoon. So I think the traffic that happened along Mowe, if you are familiar with Mowe, Bega Mowe traffic, yeah, so we're stuck in that traffic for hours. So by the time we finally entered the express, it was about 5 p.m. Okay, yeah, so that's what happened. My uncle was the one driving the car. It was my mom's car, a Sienna car. So it happened, I've never been in any form of auto crash. Understand? I usually see it in the news, I see it on blogs, and I'm always like, how does this thing happen? How, if I'm in this thing, how will I come out when I'm if perhaps I happen to be involved in a sudden auto crash, I can just jump out of the window, or I'll just try and form superwoman or something. But experiencing it, you know um gave me the sort of idea of how, not idea, like I experienced it this Friday. So I saw the way it happened. Okay, it happened like a flash. I couldn't explain it, nobody could explain it. All right, so I think, okay, from how it happened, that the only thing I can remember was we going to the expressway. We've not even gotten to what, we're nowhere close to Ibadan. We're just halfway to Ibadan when it happened. I can't really say the exact spot, but I know we passed Shagam already. So we the only thing I heard was the tire from the back. The left tire, the right tire got when busted out first, then the second, wow, oh, and that was it. And next thing, shouting, Jesus, Jesus. My baby was in my hand. I was still breastfeeding him then. My sister-in-law was by my side. So I don't know. Everything just went boo, 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 boo. And okay, I think the reason why I was the only one who actually sustained the most serious injury in the accident, because I was thrown out of the vehicle. There was a big bag beside me, so I think the way the force at which the bag was thrown at the window, it broke the window on my side. So I think as the window got busted, I followed out. So I think people said my baby went this way, the two children in the bus went this way, I went this way. So the force at which I landed, I actually passed out even before I flew out, because I've never fainted in my life. That was the first time, and I still can't say the way it happened, but this is the way I can explain it. So I fell out of the window, and that was the last. I didn't know when I fell out of the window. I just know I had gone from the moment the car started roaming about the express. Thankfully, there was no oncoming vehicle or trailer. That was our saving grace, because the vehicle really tossed around the express for it happened like I can't say for certain the minutes or seconds it happened, but I know we landed in a ditch, in a swamp. Yes, it was a swamp, just the swamp that usually by the express. So that's where I landed. That's where the vehicle landed after tumbling multiple times. Um, Everybody sustained minor injuries. Thankfully, the groom was on hot, because it was my brother. He was sitting right in front beside the driver. The driver sustained neck injury. My brother just came out unscratched. The two children came out with no scratch. As a matter of fact, they were fine. And we heard they went to pick them up inside the swamp. Yes. Just a miracle that everybody survived, at least. Like everybody sustained one injury or the other. My mom had cut on her leg. My mom's friend, my sister-in-law, had the cut on her eye. Driver sustained neck injury. You understand? But I think mine was just like the major one, because I fell out of the vehicle, and the force at which I landed. Thankfully, I didn't even land on the express. Probably won't be even saying this story, but thank God for how it ended. So very quickly, the road safety officials came, and they were just asking me, "Madam, can you move your legs? Can you move feel your legs? Can you feel your legs?" And I'm like, I can feel my. At that point, I think I was just screaming, "Where's my baby?" and all that. And baby, they're telling me my baby is fine. I should just concentrate on myself. So they asked that I stay still. So they took us to a nearby hospital where they administered first aid. They gave everybody first aid. But when the doctor came and saw me, he was like, "Madam, please, I advise that you just stay still, don't attempt to stand up and all." And I was like, really, I was still trying to force myself to stand up. Like, nothing is wrong with me. I didn't want to believe that anything had gone wrong with me. He said, "Madam, you just escaped. You just narrowly escaped a spine injury. You have to stay calm and all that." And I'm like, okay. I didn't want to get scared, but I kept trying. So over the night, as I was trying to pee and all, I discovered that it was a tough battle, trying to sit up. I was even still asking for my shoes, the new shoes and bags I got for the party. I was like, please, I saw one leg, and I was like telling them that they should help me look for the other leg, because I must go for this party, please. I was telling them to help me check if my stuffs are intact and all that, because I didn't want to miss that party for anything in the world. So, but unfortunately, the next day when they got a vehicle to convey everybody to Akure, like we had to proceed with the journey. The doctor was like, he does not think I'll be able to go. That they advised that I go back to Lagos. But we're already contacting some people in Akure to help us organize a medical team that will receive and all that. But the doctor advised that, okay, that since Lagos is closer, I just go back to Lagos. So at that point, my husband was already there, and they had to take me back to Lagos, unfortunately. So we got to Lagos, I got to my hospital, but the doctor checked me. I was like, okay, that this is an orthopedic issue, and he gave us a letter and referred us to Igbobi. So that's how we all proceeded to Igbobi. Yeah, so my mother-in-law, my brother, my eldest brother came. They all rushed, came, my sister and everybody came, and we all proceeded immediately to Igbobi. Igbobi is around Anthony Ikorodu Expressway. Yeah, just before Jibo. So sorry, in Lagos State, if you are familiar with Lagos State, you know where I'm talking about. Yeah, so I was rushed to the to Igbobi, and when they saw me, when they assessed me in the vehicle, I was still lying down straight. I could not move my body, so the doctor assessed me, and from their expression I was already scared. Everybody was already scared at what's going on. This must be really serious. So, and I too was feeling to my body that okay, I don't know what happens, but what has happened, but God, in your hands I commit myself. So the doctors, when they attempted to carry me from the car to the stretcher, oh my God, I don't even want to be remembering that pain. Like, it was really bad. So they, like, 7 men, they try to carry me so they don't move any part of what that was impossible, but they tried and they put me. I was screaming, and my expression was making everybody around me scared, and I was scared. I didn't want it to be like that, but there was nothing I could do. Okay, they did the processing of admitting me. They took me straight to the emergency unit first. I was given a bed, and they started. Okay, before they touched me, they said I should wait, that they would take me to scan and all that. In the process of, they had to still carry me to scan and all that, so they will be able to assess and diagnose what as exactly what has gone wrong. So the men were the helps in carrying me, and around 1 a.m. they came back with the results, and they said I have broken my pelvis, and thankfully I narrowly escaped my spine. It's narrowly escaped my spine. And when I heard that, I didn't know what pelvic breaking of pelvic or whatever. I didn't know what it was at that point. I've never seen anybody that's gone through such. So, but I knew my case was severe because I knew what my body was going through at that point in time. You understand? So I started crying, and everybody was so worried. The way the doctor even broke the news to my family members, he didn't even sugarcoat it, like she has to go through surgery. And everybody started crying, and my sister was in tears. Everybody was in tears. I'm not somebody that like people pitying me, so it really broke me. I was very broken, like, why me? Why me? Okay, I'm the one that was spoiling my brother's day. I felt a lot of guilt, but anyways, we started passing treatment, and I was on this analgesic. I really don't know what it was, but I knew that whenever they gave me that shot, everything just came down. Like that, the pain I was feeling came down, like from 100 to 0. I still don't know the name of that, but I got to realize that those people that always eye on hard substance, I realized what it felt like at that point in time, because I literally begged for that injection, and there was a required amount they could give me per day, and the injection wears out after about 3 hours. So once it begins to wear out, the pain will come again, and I'll begin to cry for this injection. But then they will tell me, you can't be giving me like this now. Am I a drug addict and all that? So around 3 a.m. they moved me to NBA 6. There was no space in the ward I was supposed to be, so they took me to the ward where people suffering from burns were. I've never been in such an environment before, so getting into that kind of environment, seeing people in severe pain, in fact, and thankfully I didn't sustain any form of scratch on my body. Everything was internal. but they took tests and they confirmed that there was no internal injury and there was no internal bleeding. We're thankful for that, just the broken bones. um so they transferred me to the ward, and I was handed over to the nurses and all that. They started passing treatment. I was still up. I was still lying down. Like, I was lying down like that for 7 days because they had to. I don't know what really they explained that to be, but they said I can't just go into surgery like that. They have to wait and watch. So I had to stay like that for about 7 days. I was lying down like this. I couldn't move my legs. I couldn't move my body. I was lying down like this. Like, it was crazy. But in the midst of my pain, I was still thankful to God that I was alive. Like, I was thankful to God that my child was alive. Everybody was alive. And I got the deal on my brother's wedding. I got the news that everything went well, even though they didn't want a lot of people to know about what happened, so it won't bring the mood down. But somehow the news got out, and but everything went well. We are thankful to God for that. Yeah. So first day, second day, I remember the lady beside me, my bedmate, like the woman beside me, she was like, she could not hold it anymore. Like, the third day, she was asking me, because she just knew that I was always crying and I was always screaming for injection. She didn't, because there was no scratch on my body, so she would be like, so that day she was like, Madam Emma Bino said it in Yoruba, like, please, oh, don't be angry, oh, what exactly happened to you? We are always crying. But so I explained to her. She was like, oh, so sorry and all that. That by God's grace, after the surgery, everything will be fine. So I was looking forward to the day of the surgery. They gave us the cost, and preparation was already made. I think people supported us. In fact, I was overwhelmed. The love was massive. The love was massive. I was overwhelmed. Like, the money was complete even a day to the surgery. So we went ahead, we paid the bills and all that, and we're ready. We got everything we needed for surgery, and I was I can't describe the feeling, but at that point in time, I was desperate for them to do anything at all that would stop this pain. You know, I was desperate. I just wanted the pain to stop. Imagine lying down on this spot for 7 days. All my bones were already weak. Like, that was when my legs were going thin. I've never experienced such before, and I was just like, really, is this what people go through? You know. So fast forward to the day of the surgery. Um, they came to pick me around 9 a.m. My people were already around. They came to pick me around 9 a.m. And my mother-in-law was awesome. Like, she was in the hospital with me, sleeping on the floor, hanging around. This our Nigerian system. They didn't provide adequate space for people, family members, so we just hang around like that. Plus the uncertainties of what is going to happen. Everybody was just looking forward to the surgery. Even I was looking forward to the surgery, but I will ask my doctor anytime they come for me. I'll be like, doctor, please, are you sure after the surgery all these things will go? Because I was really, really in pain. So they came to take me around 9 a.m. As I woke up that morning, I prayed, I sang. you know People were sending me scriptures. I prayed, I read the Bible and all that, and I was just going like, okay, God, I'm going. Oh, sorry, I skipped the part where the previous day, in order to prepare me for surgery. The next day, I was taken out of the hospital to go for a major scan, MRI and one other one like that. So I went out to do it. The hospital didn't have the facility for that, so they directed us to that place. So I went out. That was the first time, and that day when they took me out for that scan, it felt like I was free. Like, I felt the head, because I've been in that confined space all that for a while, and it was really bad. So I was very grateful when I got out and breeze was all over me. But the downside was them moving me, because we still had to go through the rigorous process of moving me from the bed to the stretcher and all that. Okay, so I think there was one particular nurse that I really loved in my ward. Like in the midnight, she can that shows that she didn't have to she could not give me more than twice. She would come and give me and say, "Oh yeah, don't tell anybody I gave you," because she didn't want me to disturb her. I was always crying, nurse, nurse. So sorry. Fast forward to surgery day. I was anxious. Everybody was anxious, and we got into surgery. Thankfully, we had my husband's boss's family member in-law was also working in the hospital, and she was a surgeon, so she was on duty. She was in the theater that day, so she was the one that was petting me. And as I got into the theater, everywhere was so cold, but the doctors made me feel so calm, like I was so comfortable, and they assured me that I was in safe hands, and I should just know that there's nothing. Because when I had my baby, I went through a C-section. I'll be just thinking about that too some other time. So I went through a C-section. So going into surgery was not really a new thing for me, but I didn't know what was going on with this one. So I was I was not I was just blank, like okay, I didn't know what to expect, but I was just hopeful that whatever the outcome would be, it would be for good and to come out good. So everybody made me comfortable and all that, they made me laugh, and while they were talking to me, they wheeled me into my theater, and they passed all the whole things, the sedatives and all that into my system. I didn't feel so comfortable with knocking me out totally, but they said that was what they will have to do, you know. I just thought they would numb my legs down, but they said they would have to knock me out. So I didn't know when I even went out, but I knew they were talking to me, and they just injected me, and I was in another world. I didn't in that other world I didn't see anything, I didn't dream, I was just knocked out. We entered into the theater 10:15 in the morning, 10:15 in the morning, and I came out around 3:10 or thereabouts. That was about 5 hours plus, almost 6 hours. I spent almost 6 hours in surgery, and when I regained consciousness, they already weed me out of the theater, and I was already in the outer space where they wanted to take me for scan. Okay, when I after surgery like that, they will take you immediately for scan, so they will be able to see what they've done. Okay, and by the way, what the surgery I went through was pelvic acetabular fracture, acetabular surgery. Whatever. I sustained acetabular fracture, pelvic acetabular fracture. So it was my right pelvic that got broken. Okay, it was crushed and there were some pieces. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so I went for X-ray, and everybody was so. I saw the relief in their eyes when I came out. My mom was there, and my husband, my mother-in-law, three of them were there. So they took me to the scan room, and they then back to the recovery room. That night I know that I slept well. Like I literally begged for that injection, and I slept for the first time in 8 days. I slept well. I slept well. It was so awesome. I never under Freedom is underrated, my people. Like when you are free, you don't have headache, you don't have body pain, you don't have anything. We don't know the value of that. We don't know the value of that. But I'm very thankful to God that everything went well. Okay, and after 2 days, I became better. I could not walk still, I could not sit up still, but I was better in terms of pain, consistent pain, and I was still in pain, but the pain was not as much. Okay, yeah, so they transferred me to my ward downstairs. That was where the actual ward I was supposed to be. Okay, and from 4 days up post surgery, I was asked to my physio came and he told me, okay madam, you might have to start sitting up now and all that. I was so eager to start sitting up, but you know um the moment he said it, I just suddenly became scared. Like, really, how am I going to do this? So immediately I wanted to try. We were like, no, 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 it's not like that and all that. So the next day they came for me, and the physio team came, and he asked me to stand up. Oh God, my people. Hmm. I didn't know walking. It was, it was like a baby that was about to start learning how to walk. I didn't realize it would be that hard. So I tried I was literally shaking, I was sweating, I was crying. I couldn't do it, but I wanted to do it, but I couldn't. So they asked that I don't force it. I just take my time. Later in the evening, when they are not there, I can just try on my own and all that. So that evening, I tried to sit up. It was not happening. It was not happening. The first day, second day, it was not happening. I know this while I was being cleaned by nurses and I was not comfortable. I couldn't wait. I was so scared. When my doctor came, I was asking that doctor, are you sure I will be able to walk again? It's like, madam, don't say that now. You will walk. I was like, okay, oh, I will try. They said I should keep trying. Have I seen my physio? I said yes. They've come around. I was like, I should try. Okay, so I should not force it. So I kept trying, lifting my legs. My legs were already thin. There was there was no flesh in there anymore. But at that point, what was so important to me, sincerely, was the fact that I was alive. I was so grateful to God that I was alive. Every other thing could fix itself. So the third day when my physio came, I was like, madam, you are still sitting on your bed, you still not you are still not working. I said, okay, I will do it today. He said, if you don't do it, you will not go home. And I'm like, really? And one thing I hate in my life is sleeping on hospital beds. Like, I don't, I don't like it. So I was so determined that, I must go home. It was like, if you work today, madam, if you work today, you will go home tomorrow. I said, okay, oh. So I started struggling. I would tell my mind, okay, you can do it. I will try. So I kept trying like that. They gave me a walker. Okay, I got a walker. So they were like, okay, when you feel like it, stand up and try using this walker. So I started trying. I could not walk on my right leg. I was just using my left leg to support myself to get up and all that. It was not easy, not so it was not easy at all. But I pushed myself, and I started using the toilet. But you have to do it just by your bed. They'll give you bedpan. They gave me bedpan. God forbid, no you. They gave me bedpan, so I was doing it there. So that pushed me again. When I started going excreting, that pushed me again to stand up. So I started doing it, and when my sister saw me the fourth day, it was like, "Oh, good job!" I was like, "Yes, I'm going home tomorrow." I'll be saying, "I wish tomorrow." So I started like that, and everybody in the world would be like, "Hey," So very funny. I had my bedmate then was an 87-year-old woman who fell in her house. She had a broken bone. And I made friends in the world and all that. It was really fun, but there's no place like home. I just wanted to get out of there, go home. So I really pushed myself, and for the first time in a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think in total, I thought that was about the 14th day or 16th day. Okay, 16th day. I'm not sure. I saw my baby and I was all teared up. They brought him to the hospital and my heart was so. I walked to the window because they didn't allow kids into the ward. I teared up so bad. Like, and at that point, my son didn't recognize me. Like, he was still so little. A lot of things were running through my head. Like, really, this our life is. So if I die, this boy will just forget me like that and all that. So I saw my baby for the first time in 16 days. I was so happy, and I'm like, babe, I'm coming home soon. So the next day, I think, when my back was stable and my stitch had dried up, you know. Okay, I think it's like 2 days after my doctor came and certified me that I'm fit to be discharged. At this point, I was still not working on my legs though, but I could still go home and all that. So I was coming back for a checkup. So that was it. That day when I left the hospital, I was so damn school because the clearance at the hospital was as though I wanted to clear university clearance. So it took a lot of time, and by the time we were done signing everything from department to department, it was about to almost 12 a.m. My mom and my nurses were like, "Oh, you're not going up tonight." I'm like, anything, even if it's 2 a.m. today, I'm leaving this hospital. I'm not sleeping on this bed. I already packed my bags, and that night I went home. It felt like freedom. It felt like freedom, and I was so happy. I was all teared up, and the atmosphere, the music that was playing, in fact, I really cried. And when I got home, it felt like I've never been. In fact, it was I can't really explain that feeling. Like, it's freedom is the best word. It felt like freedom, like I was free, and I was very happy. I could not climb my step already. My brother-in-law backed me on his back, brought me upstairs to the house. I slept on my bed and I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus, I'm alive, so I can come back to this house. I was glad everybody was fine. We called the driver, my uncle who drive, they was still having pains. He said it was okay too. My brother's wedding went well, and everybody was fine. It's fine. So thankful for that. Yeah, so that is my story. I might be coming back to gist you about my recovery process, how my husband handled me, treated me like a baby, had my back for me and all that. Yeah, so I have other stories to tell, but this is just one of them. Okay, so thank you very much for sitting to listen to my boring self. I know I'm not so okay. I don't know, just judge me, okay, in my comment section. Let me know if I was a good storyteller. Okay, I hope I didn't bore you throughout this session, but this is something I've been willing to share. Like, every time I want to share of the story of this incident, and finally I have the opportunity to. So thank you very much for listening to me. If you are here to subscribe to my channel, please do so now. Go to the subscribe icon, tap it, and also tap the bell beside, so you'll be able to get notification whenever I have a new video. Okay, I'll see you in my next video. Ciao ciao, bye.
Okosisi neyendu, Okosisi neyendu. You are the tree of life. I give you praise. You are the tree of life. I give you praise.